Well, hey everybody, my name is Andre with Worth It or Not to let you know if items are worth your hard-earned money or not. And today's a little bit of a public service announcement. Now, why is it a public service announcement? Well, when it comes to these budget action cameras, there's a couple things that you have to keep in mind. Now, of course, first and foremost, yes, you get what you pay for, but you're trying to get as much performance out of an action camera that you can, but still save some money. But there's a little bit of an issue that I came across. So I've been filming with a bunch of these action cameras because I was going to do a little video comparing some of these against another camera, but I came across a problem. Now keep in mind, these action cameras I have not used where it's like I'm using them 4 or 5 times a day, every single day, ever since I got them. I mean, they're very light to moderate use on these. And what I'm talking about is like the Osmo Brave 7 LE. Now, when it came out, the Brave 7, it was very cool design, nice waterproof case, Q20 on the bottom, got decent image quality, got decent stabilization. Audio really sucked on this camera. But anyway, and then the next thing you know, there was all these other offshoots of cameras. So then we had the Cam Park. It came out, the V40, same body, everything's the same about it except now it's branded Cam Park. And then there was, let's see, there was this fixture here, and then there was this fixture, and then there was the XTU S3, and then there was the XTU Max Pro, very good camera by the way. But then again, this one's using the Umbrella H22 chipset, very good quality chipset. And then there was the Wolfang. So if you look at all of these, they're all the same basic style, except for this picture because it doesn't have the front screen. What did I run across? Well, I ran across a problem where the quality obviously is an issue between the first couple that were made, and what I mean by that is like the Osmo Brave 7 LE, when it came out, and I've used this one a lot still, just for some B-roll supplemental footage, but this one here, I've had no problem with the battery latch on it. It works fine. The side latch to get to the SD card, to get to the micro USB slot, no problems there, none whatsoever. And then this started happening. Like on the XTU S3, good camera, very good stabilization out of this one, but I ran across a problem with the battery drawer. And if you look, I've actually had to glue it. Let's see if I can get that in focus. But I've actually had to glue it because it kind of cracked on it really easy. And then on the Victor, the plastic cracked right there. It actually just broke off. And now on this Wolfang, this one did the same exact thing. It broke off, the end piece. And tried to glue it back on, it would not stay on. Something about the design, something about the quality of the plastic on these has definitely changed. Now, there are 3 cameras that are still performing very well for me, regarding their build quality at least. And that's the Osmo Brave 7 LE, no problem with the battery drawer or the side hatch. The Cam Park V40, no problem with the battery drawer or the side hatch here. The XTU X1 Max Pro, no problem with this one with the battery drawer or the side hatch on it. These right here have turned into problems. Now, it's kind of a shame because the XTU, I will say this one here is a little bit different body style if you look at this top knobs right over here. But since I had to glue this one, and this one is a booger to get loose, let me tell you. So this one here, you gotta slide it all the way out before it opens. But it's this piece right there. I don't know if you can tell with the lighting, but it's that little piece right there at the end, that little loop piece or where it curves. That's the problem with this. Same with the Wolfang. Push down on the knob, push it open. When I went to push it closed, the piece just bent and broke off. This picture, had to glue it. This one broke right off. So why am I telling you this as a little public service announcement regarding these budget action cameras? Keep in mind, when they start getting mass produced and the prices start coming down, something is giving. So either you're giving up on the chipset, you're giving up on the sensor, the optics of the lens. Something has to give when these prices go down. And unfortunately, I think it's the quality of the plastic that's being used on some of these action cameras. I think it's really a shame, because when you look at these action cameras and they're budget minded, you can throw, let me get my fingerprints off of the Osmo Action here, just because it looks better. But when you look at the Osmo Action, these cameras right here are trying to emulate what the Osmo Action can do with the dual screen. Now, the Osmo Action, great action camera. I think it's going to be on sale again pretty soon, because I think they're about to clear out the back stock of it. And if they do, what I'll do is I'll put a link in the description below, because if this gets down to $199, or the lowest I saw it was $182, but if it gets down to $182, definitely worth it. Hands down, go get the Osmo Action. This thing, a little powerhouse. Not saying anything against the DJI Osmo Action 2. I don't have one, and I'm not going to blow that kind of money just to be able to test and review it unless DJI wants to send me one. But when it comes to budget action cameras, definitely beware of what you're buying and understand that they may not live as long as you really want them to. Because in my limited amount of use with these action cameras, and when I say limited amount, I mean when I'm using an action camera and it's once a week or once every 2 weeks, that kind of lends to the worry of, what about the people that are out there using these action cameras constantly? They're using them every day, or they're using them, you know, twice a day, and they're trying to get family videos and all that stuff, or you're trying to get some nice sports shots, and you go to take out the battery to stick it into a battery charger, and shazam, the thing's falling apart on you. If it falls apart with just basic use of opening up the battery drawer, I mean, if you're trying to open up, let's see. I mean, if you're trying to open up the battery drawer and you're doing that once, twice a day, this is not going to last at all. I mean, look at that. And by the way, when it comes to the battery drawer or the side drawer, like on this Victor right here that broke, guess what's compromised? It's waterproofness. It's no longer waterproof. So I just wanted to do this video because, remember, this channel is about being if an item is worth it or not, and it's kind of nice to be able to follow up on some of these action cameras, and it's probably something I need to do with a lot more products, is follow up just to show you what 6 months has been like with using a product, or maybe even a year follow up. But I wanted to do this video just for a little buyer beware. Sometimes when the prices go down on something, the quality of the material that's being used may go down as well. Now with the Osmo Action, no problems whatsoever, not a one. And I was just down in San Antonio and I used this guy a lot. Also used the Insta360 X2 a lot while I was down in San Antonio. We also used it when we were in New Mexico for a little skiing trip in December, which I will be doing a video on. And you know, Insta360 they just came out with the new Insta360 RS version. And no, I don't have that one yet. But whenever I get it, if I get it, I will do a review on it. So far, it looks like it's a very promising item. And I'm also looking forward to doing the Insta360 Go-To, the 64 gigabyte version, because that's a cool little item to be able to put on. Because I've got a little FPV drone I've got to finish up a review on, and I'd like to be able to put that camera on it, because right now the camera that's on that drone is just for your goggles only. But anyway, just quick little public service announcement about these action cameras. Be wary. So far, in my experience, the Akaso Brave 7 LE has held up. The Campark V40 has held up, although it's no longer available on Amazon, because apparently they were doing some funky tactics on Amazon. The XTU Max Pro has been a good performer. The rest of these, I've started getting some issues with these 4 right here. So just kind of keep that in mind. Well, there's your public service announcement today regarding budget action cameras and what to be aware of. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. You know why? Because it helps this channel. Yes, it helps with the algorithm and all that. And as always, I'll catch you in the next review. Bye-bye. After I take a sip of coffee. Tell you, for those that really don't know me, I need coffee. It's a big thing.